That way back there.
Oh, that way.
He gonna be standing there. You got to look like listen to him anyway.
He's over there now.
He come over here because he got to do it from here.
Oh, okay.
He gonna stand in the corner.
Y'all cool.
Probably can't put any wig on there. He said, y'all.
Why would someone from a famous family, known for immense power and wealth, spend an entire career of 47 years in the U.S. Senate, leading the fight to pass social welfare legislation for the poor and dispossessed? I'm talking about the late Senator Edward Kennedy. A description of Edward Kennedy by Nadra Karim in her August 26, 2009 article on the About.com race relation website said about Kennedy: born into an aristocratic family with white skin and political clout, Kennedy didn't have to push legislation that would make America a more egalitarian nation, but he did. In a Newsweek article titled "The Liberal Line" by Neil Gabler, it was stated that Kennedy frequently spoke of, I quote, the voiceless and the powerless, saying, "I'd like to be their voice, their senator." Based on my extensive research on Senator Kennedy's demand for humanitarian accomplishments, I found that they were abundant. Senator Edward Kennedy's accomplishments were cited on the Boston Channel's website in an article titled "Accomplishments of Senator Kennedy, 1962 to 2008. The article encompasses a 47-page document that listed some of the several hundred laws that Kennedy sponsored or co-sponsored, quote, which have made a significant difference in the quality of life for the American people. The humanitarian accomplishments included laws related to disability, education, labor, and foreign policy. Due to the established time restraint, I will focus my speech on just two of Kennedy's accomplishments. I feel these two accomplishments have made the most significant impact on improving the current quality of life of the voiceless and powerless Americans, and will have an impact for many years to come. These are his accomplishments related to civil rights and health care. Like the roar of the lion in the jungle, Kennedy voiced in the U.S. Senate his commitment to ensuring civil rights protection for all Americans. He was known to refer to civil rights as, I quote, still unfinished business of America. The civil rights laws that Kennedy pushed through Congress were monumental in the progress made on eliminating discrimination on the basis of race, religion, national origin, gender, and disability. The civil rights laws that he passed included the following: the 1964 Civil Rights Act and all after, which outlawed the discrimination on the basis of race; the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which banned the poll tax used by the southern states to disenfranchise blacks; the 1965 Immigration Reform Act, which allowed non-European immigrants into the U.S. in significant numbers; the 1972 Equal Rights Amendment, aimed to make men and women equal in the Constitution; and the 1990 Americans and Disabilities Act, which provided much needed accommodations for those with disabilities. Now, Kennedy's work to ensure civil rights protection for all Americans was indeed monumental. However, his accomplishments related to health care was equally important in his fight to help the unfortunate and the powerless. From the very beginning of his career, Senator Kennedy led the cause for quality health care for every American. This country's current debate on achieving universal health care coverage was always a major goal of his. According to Newsweek website article, a lifelong passion. Since he arrived in the Senate in 1962, Kennedy has centered his core focus on health care, calling it, I quote, the cause of my life. Among the health care bills he championed were the following: Women's, Infants, and Children Program, known as WIC, which allowed millions of low-income mothers to have healthy, well-fed babies. The COBRA bill, which permits workers to temporarily continue receiving health insurance between jobs. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which protects patient privacy and limits the ability of insurance companies to cancel coverage. And the Mental Health Systems Act, which allows the mentally ill to stay in their homes and communities instead of being institutionalized. Although Senator Edward Kennedy is no longer here to speak for the voiceless and powerless or fight for the poor and the dispossessed, he laid the groundwork for their next champion, whomever it might be, to follow. For as he himself said in his most famous speech that was given in the 1990 Democratic National Convention, I quote, "For all those who cares have been our concern. The work goes on, the cause endures, the hope still lives, and the dream shall never die." Thank you.
That's nice.